Hi, this is Melissa with A Creative Journey with Melissa, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute Thinking of You card, and I'm also going to show you my mistake and how to fix it. So we have some cool stuff here. A friend of mine that is a crafty friend is having some challenging time coming up, and I wanted to send her my love and a card, and I thought what better way to do that than to send something that has really bright flowers and it looks like sunshine to me. So with that, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to show you all the items you'll need. You'll need a card base. You will need some 3D adhesive. And I'm going to show you something about this too so that you can utilize my little trick too. Some bright paper. We have some paper that we need to punch out. We have our punch here. It's a butterfly. We have another piece of paper that we're going to be using on the card. We have some bling. We have a pen because we need the pen. Oops, we need the cap, and I'll show you that. That's a little trick I'm going to show you. This here is the Quicker Poker Picker-Upper, and it's awesome and I love it. It's one of my favorite tools. I have it in I have a couple of them in my toolbox. It's great to pick up all kinds of little things. It's got a sticky end and a lift-up end and all kinds of stuff. We also have this awesome acrylic block that I love. We have some adhesive and we have some ink. So with that, we'll get started. I'm going to show you what we're making. That would probably be helpful so you can get excited about that. And I want to show you how really cool, two really cool things. The first thing I want to show you, let me put this stuff on the side, is this, and that is the card we are making. And we are making this beautiful card right here. And we used the awesome stamp set right here. And of course, one of the things that's really awesome about this stamp set is that it's got a lot of different options in it, because you know, if you've ever watched any of these awesome videos that I do, I know they're very entertaining. They're not awesome, they're just me. But if you ever watched any of the videos I do, I like to make sure I make them cute, simple, and fast, because we have a lot of things to do with our time. And although I love making really extravagant long projects, I typically like to make it cute, fast, and simple. Anyway, so this right here is the stamp set that we used. It is called Weather Related. I love this stamp set because there's a number of things you can do with it. There's Thinking of You. There is, You Brighten My Day, Under the Weather, Over the Moon with Excitement. There's all different kinds of really cool stuff you can do. You can do this for a baby. You can do this for a friend, just you're thinking about them, if they're sad, anything like that. So that's really cool. So I love this stamp set and I utilize it a lot. And I thought it went really well with this creation, and that's what I used it for. So as you can see here, I used the stamp Thinking of You, and I put it right on the butterfly. I thought that was something a little bit different and unique that the person that I'm sending to would like. So I'm hoping she does. Anyway, so with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you my first little trick. And what we're going to do is we're going to take out the paper that we are going to punch out, and we're going to take out our butterfly punch, and we're going to punch it. So I usually use the back end of the punch so I can punch and see exactly what I'm doing, and that's what I'm doing right here. So I'm going to punch that like so. So we have that, we have that cute little butterfly that we'll be using on our creation. I don't know about you, but I like to make my butterflies a little bit more rounded, a little bit more 3D. As you can see here, I did that. Okay, so I like to give it a little bit of a 3D effect, if you can see that. I don't like it to look like blotchy or like folded. I like it to look nice. Well, I tried to make it look nice, but I didn't do a very good job. As you can see with my first butterfly that I actually did, and I'm going to make it a little bit more exaggerated, you could see how the creases are very obvious and evident. So that wasn't quite working for me. And sometimes it works when I use my fingers and just kind of round it out like this. Sometimes it bends. It depends on the type of paper you use, etc., etc. So I thought, you know what? I know that I could probably think of a better technique to do this, and you could use it with a pen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. This is just a plain everyday paper mate pen, but it's got to have this little part here so it has a place to grab. So you're just going to take it like this. You're going to hold this gently, and you're just going to roll it, just like so. Just roll it carefully and push it in, tuck it in a little bit, and roll it. Okay, so we rolled that side. That looks good. Now we're going to take the other side and roll it. And we're going to roll it, roll it, roll it like so, okay? So with that little roll, you get a nice little roll. It's not folded. And then this is where I take my fingernail, or you can take a scoring blade and just put like a little bit of a crease there so that you get that 3D effect for the butterfly. I really like the way that looks, and that way you don't get the super duper bad looking folded. See how rounded that looks and how much nicer that looks than this? It's just kind of bent, and I just don't like it. So anyway, so that's the little tip I have for you, a little trick I have for you, if you will. So that's pretty simple, so you can do that with any of your die cuts. And I'm sure many of you are thinking, yeah, I've done that for years, and you may have. I didn't remember it, and if I did know it from before, like I said, I didn't remember it, and I thought I would share because I'm a sharer. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take the bright color paper and we're gonna put it on top of our awesome card base. So we're just gonna use this adhesive and place some adhesive on the back of this card right here. I'm sorry, on the back of this colored paper. We'll flip it around and we're just going to place it right in the middle of this card. So we have it like so. I think it looks pretty good. Okay, so we're going to fold this down like so. Looks good. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this little piece of paper. It's about 1.5 inches if I remember correctly. Let me measure that real quick. It is 1.5 inches. So it's 1.5 inches width, and it's 5.5 diameter. I'm sorry, it's 5 inches diameter, I believe. Oh, I'll measure that for you too. I apologize. It's just been one of those days. It is 5 inches wide. So it's 5 inches wide, which is basically the width of the card. That's what you need to have it as. And we're just going to go ahead and put some adhesive on top of there. And we're just going to do the ends too, so we make sure they stick down. And we want to make sure we have the part where it's opening on that side, so we're just going to do this. And I'm placing it about 1/3 of the way up, or you can look at it a different way, 2/3 of the way down, whichever you prefer. I love the color palette. I love the way this looks. This is part of one of those, I don't know if you've been scrapbooking or anything for a long time, but if you remember matte stacks, that's what this is from a matte stack. And I love this color palette. It's just so bright and cheerful, and I really thought this would be perfect for my friend that's coming up to some hard times, so I thought, why not? So in the meantime, I'm going to actually flatten my butterfly a little bit so I can stamp it, and then I'll re-roll it again. We need to have our ink out. We need to have, of course, our awesome block and our awesome stamps. So let me pull those out. We have our awesome stamps right here. So we're going to take off the Thinking of You. If you're not familiar with clear stamps or photopolymer stamps, they are naturally sticky by design. So you just place them on an acrylic block and you are set. So what we're going to do is go ahead and, as you can see, this is the acrylic block it's on, and it's ready to stamp. So we're just going to go ahead and ink that up right here, like so. We're just going to stamp it right here on the edge of the butterfly. The butterfly. I wasn't saying that very good, was I? And that part is done. We don't need the ink anymore. We're going to close that up. Now I'm going to pick up the Quicker Picker Upper tool, and I'm going to pick up the my rhinestones, and we're just going to, oopsie, watch them fly. We're just going to place them on right like this, and like this, and like this. And this is what it does. Basically, it allows you to pick it up, and just that little part of stickiness sticks on there, and then you can place it and push down, and you got what you need, right? Pretty cool, huh? And then I do the last one like that. And that, my friend, is the butterfly. And you don't have to put, you know, the bling on it if you don't want to. I just thought it gave a little extra pizzazz, and I thought it would look nice. Now the other thing I want to show you real quick is this is just one of your regular just 3D or foam tape that you can buy anywhere. I think it's like a 3M or whatever. Well, what I did was, this is a pretty wide 3M tape, so I actually took my scissors and I cut it in half, so you almost kind of get like double what you want. So notice how this is how it usually looks. So I cut it in half, and that way I'll be able to get a little bit more use out of it. And it also helps for when I'm using it for these little projects here. So I'm just going to cut off a little piece for the 3D part for the butterfly. I'm just going to place it right on the back of here like so. Push it down. I'm going to peel off that backing there. And I'm just going to place this beautiful little butterfly like this. And I'm going to take this pin, even though it's stuck on there, I'm just going to round it just a little bit more because I think it'll give it a little bit more of a lift like that. Perfect. So I'll also take this part right here and do the same. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a fancy tool necessarily. You might even have a tool that does its job, whoopsie, does its job just right at home like a pen cap, right? How cool is that? So as you see, that the glue did not stick too hard, so I'm just going to push this down a little bit better. Oopsie, lift it up. There we go. Push it down. We got our little butterfly like that. I love the way it looks. It looks like it's in flight, right? Isn't that cool? How that looks? Well, I really hope that you enjoyed today's creations, and I also hope that you will make sure that you take some time and send a little bit of love to a friend of yours that may need a little bit of love. And even if you don't think they do, send them a little love anyway. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I really hope that you enjoyed this this example of how you can make a butterfly a little bit more blingy, a little bit more flashy, if you will. Or you can just use it just as a plain butterfly if you wanted, just like this butterfly here. You could do that as well. There's a whole bunch of different things you can do. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for taking the time and joining me today. And I hope you enjoyed going on a creative journey with Melissa. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.